Welcome everyone to the rinks in Hauppauge. East Islip taking on St. Anthony's in a junior varsity matchup here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Paulie Panasonic Trentini. These two teams towards the top of the standings in the JV division, and Inga's trying to start it off hot. Rolls it past the blue line, in on net, he scores! Just like that. East Islip on the board. It's 1-0 Chiefs. Wasting no time. Colin Inga puts up another goal on his already impressive year. Friars falling down quickly. St. Anthony's, this gold team, as they do have their sister squad, the black team, are 12-4-0. East Islip 9-6-1. And on the back of Colin Inga, they'll try to find their 10th win of the season. Two teams that have title aspirations late into the year. And as we speak about title aspirations, St. Anthony's varsity will be the game following this one against Smithtown Hauppauge in Game 2 of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League Varsity Series. Tap pass in front, shot missed off the right post, and Sasso has it underneath him. Almost tied just like that, this game already with an offensive flair. Sasso and Frankaitis, the starters today for East Islip and St. Anthony's. Matchup between Long Beach and Belmore Merrick in the New York Islander High School Hockey League Finals going on right now. That's game one between the Marines and the Bulldogs. Travis Quigley on the call, Brady Campbell doing color commentary. As that's a rematch of last year's final over in the New York Islander High School Hockey League as well. So rematches galore between both Long Island High School Hockey Leagues. Rush forward. Catazone going down low. Still holding on to it. Flips the hips for a shot, and it spills high into the air. Taken back at center ice by Hurlbert. Tried to return it back in. This is Kelly at his own goal line. Instantly closed off as he tried to wrap around by Jack Hurlbert. And will create possession for St. Anthony's in the neutral zone. Kelly back with it again, pulling it into his control with that long reach. Lemaire trying to send it out. St. Anthony's hold it alive. To the far boards now where it's pushed down low. Colin Inga with the goal all ready to make it a 1-0 East Islip lead. Hurlbert playing it up to the blue line. Good shot blocked by Lemaire. Harrison trying to get onto it. It's directed towards goal. Glances down low. St. Anthony's with a good rotation going on right now. Lemaire with another block. He'll try to put this into a race. Lemaire gets onto it first, twists around, but the man behind him was Ferrara. And St. Anthony's aren't going to allow a breakout opportunity like that. Bogorowski has time as Lemaire will take it, and we'll get a whistle from the referees. Lemaire will go into the box. Not exactly sure what the call was, as it was definitely behind the play. St. Anthony's will go to the first 5-on-4 of today. Face-off will clear the zone for East Islip, so they'll start it off well. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the official penalty going against Lemaire. I saw him holding his mask. I think he might have wanted a high sticking call against St. Anthony's and gave a piece of his mind to the referee. So that will cost his team 2 minutes down a man. They'll start it off well. First 25 seconds have been played mostly in St. Anthony's own end. Carney on the forecheck there with Blaszczuk almost creating the turnover at the offensive blue line. Corralled and sent across the rink. Tap pass over to Anthony Catazone. He turns the corner on Carney, walks it in. Catazone looking off to his right side. Rolls over to the far end, turning that pass around, not completed cleanly, and Kearney will send it down. If it was a little bit lighter, Blaszczuk might have had an opportunity at the shorthanded goal. But instead, Cadis will get it over to Catazone. Looks to whip it across, touched by the stick of Becker into the offensive end. Sasso far out of his net, stops it up and just allows it to hit off the apron of the goal, and once again fired the length of the ice. Catazone bounced over Gasprick. Forecheck from Kearney will cause some problems. More time draining off of this power play clock. Many of these forwards for East Islip have had exceptional seasons. Colin Inga leading his team in goals with 21. Blaszczuk leading his team in assists with 17. And Blaszczuk leading with points with a total of 30. As we'll get the first whistle in the 5-on-4. 18 seconds left with 10:33 on the clock. One more draw opportunity for Matuza. Whipped up the boards. Plucked by Ferrara. Tried to angle it back down low. Kearney met the traffic there. Reynolds trying to cut off the play. Joined by Inga. They tie sticks up, but an opportunity almost sent out in front. Matuza looked dangerous for a millisecond, and now we'll go back to 5-on-5 with just over 10 to play in the period. Inga wiggling this puck forward. Tizano sent it around. Reynolds shuffling it ahead in his skates. Get 3 players over there for the Friars trying to win it free. Puck still being smacked around. And now cleared out. Teams have played once before this season on October 26. 2-1 was the final score in favor of St. Anthony's. East Islip definitely have been one of the teams in the JV season that have given tough contests to anyone that they play. But unfortunately for them, more times than not, the other side in those close games against top teams specifically have come up on top. The other thing about East Islip is they've taken care of the games that they should win. So it's really just about turning that corner against the elite teams in the league to truly become the top dog. And they definitely have the talent for it. Monteleone racing forward. He'll get past the red line and the blue all by himself, tucking it down low, and he'll get tripped up, spilled into the end board. Second penalty of the game will be assessed against East Islip. They still have that 1-0 lead thanks to Colin Inga. Sasso will have to stand tall once again. Face-off, once more controlled by East Islip, but they're not going to be able to get this one out on the weak side rim. The Eye have been good on these draws so far. Hurlbert centering it in front. Sasso dropped out of the butterfly to make that save. Puck twisted over to the tape of Kearney. He has plenty of time to think about his options. Was trying to hit Blaszczuk in stride. They won't get it down the ice because of that. St. Anthony's walk the blue line but get called offsides. Lemaire down low. Couldn't punch it forward. Gasprick shimmying, sends it left in the slap shot wide over to the right side. Catazone dicing it up to the high slot, looking towards the middle. Has a shooting lane right now, not going to pull the cord. Minute gone by in the power play. Sent back over to Catazone. Rolls it off to his right side. Monteleone looking for space. Back to the middle with Catazone. He'll rip this shot now. Sasso a save and a follow-up. Puck still loose. On the right side, it's a scramble. Somehow East Islip winning it out. Sasso trying to reset. Got a block from his defenseman out in front, and it will be whipped all the way down the rink. Frankaitis will be there to give it back over to Catazone. After the first period gone by, Catazone driving. Looking it around Friesen. Angled the puck away from him. Sent it up the wall. Big hit on the near boards. Becker fiddles it over to the half boards. Catazone. Sachets back up. Catazone turns around for the shot, and the puck just dribbled off to the left post. Under 10 seconds to play now. One last clear for East Islip. They'll go 2 for 2 on the PK. Scrum on the near boards. Carney trying to dig it free. 3 there from either side, and now we'll get a penalty. That'll go against St. Anthony's, I believe, as Friesen was hit up high. Sasso will quickly go out of the net. Reynolds just trying to dive away to keep clean control. Turns back towards the middle. Pass is complete over to Inga. Got his stick tied up by his own teammate, and that will do it for the 6-on-5. The touch up from St. Anthony's will send them down a man. Power play opportunity now for East Islip, their first of the frame. Looking to get on the board for the second time as Inga had a goal within the first minute. Friesen swerving around, goes tape to Carney, poked off him. Taken back by East Islip, and now they'll start flying forward to the blue line. Slid over for Lemaire. He'll hold the zone. Morbito. Across Carney, he has plenty of space. Carney, the shot. Not sure if it gone on net. Coletti was there for a block, but Frankaitis also may have made that save. Another centering feed. Blaszczuk fanned on it. Lemaire circles around a hit, then gets pinched into the boards by Ferrara. Fiddled in front where it met the stick of Chirrup. I get it back, and now we got the net off its moorings. 5:07 to play in the first period. 1:03 left on the power play. Bogorowski will start off the draw over in the right dot. Inga in the bumper spot behind him for a quick shot. If not, it's Lemaire. Face-off will be won over to Lemaire. Tries to angle it on net. It would have been behind it, but Frankaitis wanted to get the puck into the glove. Bogorowski walks it low, inverts it, almost got the centering feed as well. Does fight for control back. Lemaire with a screen in front of him, punches it down to the end board, swiped away by St. Anthony's. Morbito trying to get it out of the zone now and does accomplish that mission. Big hit into the wall will lead to another penalty here on the North Rinks in a first period that is now becoming riddled with them. 35 seconds left on the clock, and we'll go to a 4-on-4 for those 35 seconds and then back to a St. Anthony's power play. Catazone trying to tuck it around Carney. Rifled off his stick. Lemaire will try to go back below. Giving it over for Kelly. Slammed into the boards. Carney trying to help him out. East Islip not getting the clear now. Catazone. Couldn't nutmeg Blaszczuk there, excuse me. That was Carney again. Carney will get it past the blue. Chase it over to the corner. Cuts off his man. Takes some punishment. Out of the 4-on-4 into a power play now for St. Anthony's. For the next 1:22. Long stretch pass was intended for Blaszczuk. Catazone will steal it. Glides past the blue line. Catazone had it poked off his stick. Another hit at the blue line, leveled by Carney. And the puck will be cleared out. This East Islip penalty kill has looked fantastic so far today. Catazone on the bank pass over to Gasparek. Carried it forward. Carney causing problems in the neutral zone, was assisted there by Blaszczuk. It's another turnover, but given right back over to St. Anthony's. Trying to get numbers down low as the shot will glance off a skate blade behind the goal line and then be cleared all the way down the sheet. Another 30 ticks left on the penalty. Do have to give you an update at home. It's a 2 and a 10 for Justin Bogorowski, so he will be done for a little bit. The screen in front leads to a slight amount of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Two teams being testy with each other right now. Puck is once again played out of the zone. Frankaitis will cover it up as he felt the pressure coming in from Harrison. Ozone draw with just 5 ticks left on the power play for St. Anthony's. East Islip should be able to kill it off again. Reynolds holds the zone. Over for Leroux. Continues it down low. Zemo. Good hit into the corner. He'll win the puck from it, but then got tied up by Hurlbert. Puck still below the goal line. Broken away by St. Anthony's. And now fired all the way down the sheet. Puck is sent out in front and just dribbled off to the right side. Very close for St. Anthony's. There was a couple opportunities right there. 2 minutes left in the period. Hurlbert looking for the equalizer. Sends it across for Coletti. Tried to send it into the neutral zone. Sursich turned it right back over to St. Anthony's. Friesen into his own end. Challenge behind by Henry. Friars do hold it, turn it into a shot wide off to the right post. Friesen shot it around the boards. It's up and out. Tape to tape at the blue line. Matuza will walk it in. Matuza couldn't find anyone in the slot. Sursich takes another hit at center ice. This game continues to be physical. Reynolds stopping it up. He takes punishment, but got the puck off to Leroux. Tried to play to open space for Sursich, but left it in front of him. Down to a minute to play in the first period now. Tizzano tried to fly by the Czechs. Long drive, and Sasso snuffed it out. 48 seconds left in the first period. Carney Begins to fly north, has to wiggle past a couple of hits, so instead he'll just dump it in. Chase forward with Inga. Gets there first, angled away from the puck, now tied up well. Almost popped free for Blaszczuk. Matuza, he'll challenge to the blue line. Friesen in front of him, angling him, off to the perimeter. Under 20 seconds to play. Slides free, Kelly will hop onto it. Slides it ahead, and somehow East Islip end up with it. Carney, the wrister, and a save made by Frankaitis. Inga chopped it down on the wraparound attempt. Puck still loose. Kelly got there, but no time left in the first period to create a shot out of it. 1-0 the score, only goal coming from Colin Inga in the opening minute. We'll send it over to a minute intermission here on the LI Sports Network.
Apparently has relatives coming too. They get standing on it. Relatives? It said some nephew was coming.
Oh, is it? Oh, you can stand right here.
I know relatives.
Can you run board? How was better than this?
See?
How was better?
Hard to be worse. Just check if he has a pulse on his way in.
Yeah, you need like these exposed picture like that, but with the cage, it doesn't really, like, it wouldn't have the same appeal. I think that's great. I'm hoping I don't have to please put on the damn shot. Please. It ain't as bad as the shot.
But they even too bright.
I think it looks fine.
Back for the start of the second period here on the LI Sports Network. St. Anthony's down by 1 after a quick goal from Colin Inga. It's been quiet since then. A lot of penalties on either side as we get another quick whistle here. I didn't see an arm raised. Bogorowski's still sitting in the box right now. And we will get another penalty, this time going on St. Anthony's. Chero into the box. It will be an East Islip power play for the next 2 minutes.
That's such a shame. Such a shame.
Carney over to Blaszczuk, took a shot point blank, but airmailed it above the crossbar. It will be ramped up the wall and out now. Becker flying forward, trying to challenge Friesen and cut off the breakout pass. Friesen calm enough, though, but his team did cough it up. Right back to the defensive end. Lemaire had to go through his skate blade and turned it over, this time on the opposite side of the rink. Smacked forward on the back end, and a 30-second tick-off already going. Friesen over for Carney, and he'll begin to skate forward. St. Anthony's found it as well as they could play it in the first 40 seconds now of the 5-on-4. Stretch pass. Does get past the blue line. Good poke over to Lemaire. Will take the shot, and a good save by Frankaitis. East Islip generating something dangerous, and they'll follow it up with an ozone draw. Both teams will make some changes to their special teams units. Harrison for the ozone draw. Pops off to the wall. Inga will go over and help him out, and the puck did go over towards the slot. Held alive now by Harrison. St. Anthony's causing problems. They'll get it out. Reginald Henry doing most of the work there. Lemaire with a man on his back. Hurlburt not able to do anything on the forecheck as it was played over to Kelly. Whipped it across the ice to the far side now, and Harrison will collect it on the backhand. Harrison rolling past the blue line. Sweeping the pass behind him and broken away. Hurlburt, one-on-one, trying to challenge Kelly. Gets the shot down low. Sasso made the save. St. Anthony's with an exceptional PK so far. 2 minutes gone by here in the second period. 20 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Puck right back to Hurlburt. Popped off his stick by Inga. Rolls over to the far boards and now sent up for Harrison. Harrison trying to get through a sea of sticks. Not going to accomplish that mission. 4 seconds left in the 5-on-4 now. Lemaire. Couple of fresh forecheckers getting ready to come into him. Inga across for Harrison. Does get a stick lift and pass the blue line, but not complete control. Coletti was better for it. Matuza drops his shoulder, drives towards the goal line. Angled away by Kelly. Sent to the weak side. Held alive by Monteleone. Cuts it down low and then knifed off his stick by Kelly. Great defensive play from East Islip. Still can't find the clear. St. Anthony's, they've been hard on these wall battles all day. Just barely holding it alive. Chero walks it off to his right side, takes a sharp angle shot. Once again, not on target. This is dangerous. Inga quickly onto it. One-on-one towards the net. Here comes Inga. Shot down low. Frankaitis made the stop. Danger strikes whenever number 45 is out on the ice. He's been the difference maker so far as he has the lone goal of the game. Chero played it towards the net. Popped down low. Tizzano played it for a quick shot. Follow up on the block backhand and a blocker save by Sasso. Ozimo gets the outlet and he'll start to wheel it forward. Rolls it over for Inga. Down the slot. Inga shot save. Big rebound is covered up by St. Anthony's. Follow up from the perimeter. Easy stop there for Frankaitis. 4 minutes gone by. Inga, another centering bid. Caught up in the skates. They score! Acrobatics for EI out in front. It's 2-0 Chiefs. LaRoe somehow getting that down for a shot. I don't even know if he knows how he did that. And just like that, it's 2-0. Again, East Islip looking for their 10th win of the season. It will come at the expense of St. Anthony's 5th loss. East Islip, they would also creep closer to St. Anthony's in the standings as Friesum once again looked dangerous. Now it's broken forward and behind enemy lines. Becker in on net, sent it above the crossbar. Reynolds trying to hold it up down low. It's a scramble below the goal line. Carney cut up the wraparound attempt, but Henry stays on it. Slid it up the boards, intercepted. Reynolds tried to poke it out, and now Carney on the second wave will sweep it away. 3-on-2 past the blue line for East Islip. Carney trying to drag around one player. Didn't get it. Comes right back to it. He loops in the circle. A shot. Frankaitis fought it off. Big bounce off the end boards, and now St. Anthony's trying to get the rush going. Slid out in front. One more pass backdoor. It wouldn't go. Somehow the Friars not scoring there. 5 minutes gone by here in the second period. 2-0 still the score for East Islip here on the LI Sports Network. Game following this one will be Game 2 of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League Varsity Finals. St. Anthony's taking on Smithtown Hauppauge as we get yet another penalty in this game going on St. Anthony's. So East Islip will try to extend to a 3-0 lead now. No one's been particularly good on the power play. There's been plenty of opportunities, and yet none of them have been converted. That goes for either side. Both teams have looked exceptional on the PK. Harrison will take it at the left dot. And the puck will pop out of the zone. East Islip looking to settle it down at center ice. They've had some problems breaking back into the offensive end in the 5-on-4, and that's already rearing its ugly head. Harrison, pressure below his own goal line. It's the tenacious forecheck of the Friars, even when they're down. Carney, sweeping strike to knock it in. 30 seconds already off in the 5-on-4, and another clear will just barely go over the tape of the most recent goal scorer in Justin Leroux. Lemaire couldn't knock that one in. Harrison now slides it past the blue line. Harrison to the goal line, sent it in front, but had no one there. Friesen will follow it up. Control now established. Carney weaving out in front, rebound not there. Frank Cadis got on top of it. Shuts down the play with 8:42 remaining in the period. 1:08 in the 5-on-4. Harrison will take the draw from the left dot as EI waits to put out one more player. It will be Blashuk as the 5th on. 1 goal in the first, 1 goal in the second so far for East Islip. Friesen trying to change that across the rink. Harrison options in the middle, but he'll take it himself. Ends up in the end boards. Friesen holds the zone. Loops it down low for Inga. Has a step on his man. Sent it in front. Blashuk couldn't pull the cord. Out now for St. Anthony's. They'll begin to race forward. Shiro driving wide, and then it's forced off his stick. East Islip want to use the precious time they have on the power play. Harrison gets it onto his tape. Looks to drive past the blue line. Sends it on goal, and Frank Cadis will cover up with the mitten. 27 seconds left now. Set up by an offensive zone draw. East Islip will make a couple more changes to their power play unit. Update from Long Beach. The Marines lead Belmore Merrick 2-1 after the end of the second period. Goals by Michael Calvi, Cody Pekikaro, as well as Ryan Felsberg. That's the most recent one from Felsberg, scored by Belmore Merrick. For those not as versed with the Bulldogs team, first 2 scored by the Marines, and Calvi has continued to have an exceptional playoffs over in the New York Islander High School Hockey League. Puck brought in for a quick shot, rebound afforded by Frank Cadis, but his teammates were there to help him out. Becker looked for the dump-in attempt, but Justin Lemaire said no. Put it back into center ice. DeAndrea, who I believe is a latecomer to this game, now bolstering the depth for St. Anthony's a little bit more. I could be wrong. I'm getting older by the day, and my eyesight is fading me. Another centering feed as Colin Inga tried to tap that on net. Harrison will give it right back over to Inga, who was forced away. Henry has an opportunity to clear it out. Awkward deflection. Inga all of a sudden down low. He'll score. An unfortunate bounce for St. Anthony's allows Inga to get his second of the game. 23rd of the season for Colin. 3-0 East Islip. Inga also now in the 30-point club with his teammate Chris Blashuk. Those are the 2 players that have gotten above 30 points for East Islip. Inga playing at 1.93 points per game so far this season, and Blashuk in even 2 walking into this matchup. So those 2 forwards have been fantastic. Kyle Carney not far behind them either. 1.38 points per game. He has 22 on the year. Again, not including the matchup you see in front of you right now, as those stats haven't been included in the season stats. Colin Inga with a total of 3 points tonight. 2 goals, 1 assist. Luke Leroux with the goal off of the Inga assist. Number 45 has been a single-man wrecking unit against the Friars. Good snapshot saved by Sasso. Redirected. Kelly tried to tie up the stick of Hurlbert. Rotated up to the blue line. Friars cycling well. Big shot block there. Still in the offensive end. Ozimo gets raced around by Gasprick. He'll tuck it around Carney. Tried to swipe it out in front. A little shovel pass to Kelly in the corner. Fired it out of the zone. It's free. Back for St. Anthony's in their own end. Catazone tucks it below his own goal line. Now on the controlled breakout. Almost turning it over. Now does. In front, it's a scramble, and Catazone will help out Frank Cadis to bail it away. Dangerous right there for the Friars, though. They almost went down by 4. And an offsides called now by the linesman on the near side. Will send the Friars back to the neutral zone for the draw. Both teams make a wholesale line change with 5:10 to play in the second period. Looks like we'll get a restart right away as that puck went into the equipment of Colin Inga. Reynolds pressured on his backside by Tizzano. Goes back the other way and tried to get it past the far point, but Monteleone was there for oversight. Comes over to Brian Freisum, twisted it around the wall. Rainbowed back down below the goal line. Inga will twist it for Bogorowski, who's finally out of the box after serving his 2 and a 10. Friars put it in front. Fumbled instantly by Tizzano, and he never got a shot off on Sasso because of it. Bogorowski with his fresh legs tries to wiggle past the hit onto the boards. Freisum helping him out on the goal line, on the blue line with 4:15 remaining. Put on goal, and Sasso will knock it off the blocker and away. Lemaire trying to dig it out, leaves it for Inga. Plenty of room for Colin Inga. Head onto the tape of Reynolds. Held at bay by Ferreira as the puck will be blasted once again off the end boards. Freisum races to it. St. Anthony's making this clear hard along the boards. They'll once again hold the zone. Fiddled out in front. Matuza looking for a shot. Leaves it off to his left side. And another save by Sasso. Charo against Carney in the draw circle now. Carney gets it down low. Matthew Freisum will just lift it into the air. Glove down, Carney instantly there to pressure it. Kelly pitches it off the backhand back to center ice. Dumped in for Freisum to chase after it. 3:12 remaining in the second period. Matthew Freisum, tape to tape over to Blaszczuk. One more over to Leroux. Had trouble with it. Did carry its momentum into the offensive end with 3 minutes remaining now. Leroux down low, has a goal in this game. Pokes it off to the corner. Carney, Kelly, and Blaszczuk do hold the zone. Carney into the high slot looking for a shot. Rebound opportunity. Frank Cadis got both of them. Blaszczuk resetting for East Islip. Wheels it to the high circle, and an opportunity, I believe, was deflected by Coletti. Friesen racing over the near point. Tried to bank it around the Friar, who has it now. Gasfrick past the blue line. Wiggling through Friesen, separated from the puck, and it's sent over to Carney. Spear of the attack. Carney with Leroux past the blue line. Weaves towards the middle. Carney on his forehand. Shot save made by Frankaitis. Gets it underneath him and freezes us with 2:13 remaining in the second period. Ferrara cuts up at the goal line. Looked to send it up top. Matsuza with the shot. Didn't have a great angle to work with. Down low, 2 minutes. Henry looking for it on the left post. Sasso making a blind save right there. His teammates will help him out and get the clear going forward. Blaszczuk, or Bogorowski, excuse me, had to stop at the blue line as his team would have been offsides with about 95 seconds remaining in the second period. St. Anthony's, they just got to be focused on one right now. Catazone to lead the charge. Shot into the glove of Sasso. And that will cause another stoppage with 1:26 remaining. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Paulie Panasonic Trentini and Gabe Takuri. Game 2 of the varsity finals will go on right after the end of this one. Rolbert will take the draw over in the left dot. Caught up by a couple of legs. EI trying to get the clear past the blue line. It's spiked over to the near wall and held alive by Ferreira. Down low for Hurlbert. Takes a step around Lemaire. Races past the second. Slides the path. Catazone looking for the snapshot block. This could be a breakaway. Quickly in for Harrison. Takes a stick down low. Doesn't get the shot off because of it. Somehow clean from Catazone. Opportunity and a scramble in front. This time blasted towards the corner and sent all the way down the ice. St. Anthony's will purposely commit that icing just to reset in their own ends. Ferrara lost it to Harrison, taken back by the Friars. Skipped almost out of the zone. Harrison, a nightmare over on that far point. Pitched in by Leroux. Down low, it's Ferrara with it again. He'll try the near side. Awkward hop, EI, hold it thanks to Leroux. Feathers it over to Harrison. Knocks it down, but takes a big hit from Cooper. This time it's Brian Friesen down the wall. 15 seconds left in the second period. Onto the stick of Catazone. Carries it ahead, turned over at the blue line. Harrison takes punishment for the play. Tries to step up on Catazone, who sashayed past that check. Sent below the goal line. Andrew Lemaire, he gets crunched as well as the clock hits 0. We're through 30 minutes. 3-0 the score in favor of East Islip. St. Anthony still haven't cracked that goose egg. They got 15 minutes left here on the LI Sports Network.
You want camera?
St. Anthony's down by 3, looking for a comeback to get their 13th win of this season. East Islip in the driver's seat, though, with the 3 goals, 2 of them scored by Inga. Henry with an opportunity, couldn't get it past Sasso. Rebound on the right side, they score! Friars make it a 3-1 game as they're on the board early in the 3rd period, making this one a possibility. Set up by Henry right here. Takes the shot. Sasso thought he had it for a second, and then Hurlbert collects it, brings it over the forehand. Cool, calm, collected. That's an easy goal for number 6. Captain gets it done for his squad just 58 seconds into the frame. No reason to be nervous if you are East Islip, but obviously you give up another one, and then you definitely are. 3-1 lead is not a safe lead by any stretch of the imagination. This game continues to be physical, and another penalty. This one gonna go against St. Anthony's. Sasso will go out of his net. Sursic trying to drive the play, and he gets leveled at the blue line by Rivchero. Looks like there's still only gonna be the 1 penalty on the play. Referees having a little bit of an extended conversation, wondering if this is going to be a 2 and a 10. It's going to be a double minor instead. Reeve taking 2 separate penalties there. If you don't know how a double minor works, first 2 minutes are its own power play. Second 2 minutes are its own power play. You score within the first 2. The rest of that gets cut off. Carney gets a nice pass, holds on to it. Maybe a little too long, and it's shut off by Catazone. He'll have to walk it back towards the perimeter. Hits it over to Friesen. And now St. Anthony's with an opportunity to clear. Carney stepped up into the play but didn't hold the zone. Rush back to the other side. 2-on-1 developing, and Sasso, an important stop right there on the glove. And And the net comes off its moorings. Lucky break right there for St. Anthony's as they'll take another offensive zone draw. Minute 17 left on the first penalty. At the very least, this gives East Islip the ability to kill off more clock, if not extend to another 3 or potentially 4 goal lead. Puck will be flipped all the way down the ice. Chiefs trying to close up, but it's all the way past Friesen and Leroux in their own zone. First minute gone by of the 4. Leroux pressured into the perimeter. Lemaire coming back to help him. Kearney available as well. St. Anthony's doing a good job of killing this clock. Friesen on the near side. Loops it into the offensive end. Friesen right back for it. Switching places with Lemaire across. Kearney looking for a shot, almost tipped by Blaszczuk. Puck still free. Swept away by Catazone, and he'll clear it just past Leroux, who was in the high slot. 28 seconds left on the first penalty. 12 minutes left in the period. Blaszczuk, little give and go with Kearney. Missed the go part of it, but it still winds up with Friesen. Everyone past the blue line at the same time. Puck played into open space. St. Anthony's the better for it. First penalty will be gone by, which means no double jeopardy for East Islip. You can still make it another 3-goal lead, but again, St. Anthony's, they have been exceptional on the PK all day. As soon as East Islip are out of the offensive end, they have a hard time getting back in. Puck goes tape to Blaszczuk, fiddles it over to Kearney, looks for an open room on the blue line. Driving it forward, then got tied up. Puck off to the perimeter. Kearney did a good job of sticking to his man. Belongs to Hurlbert. He'll spin it around to the near side. Lemaire there in time to keep it in, but just a second longer as St. Anthony's. It's just routine at this point for them. Leroux dropped behind Blaszczuk. Couple of strides to build speed. Weaving past the blue line. Slides it over Lemaire. Missed the shot wide over to the right. First one they've taken on this power play. Blaszczuk, Kearney. Could go one more. Puck loose over on the right side and spiked to the perimeter by St. Anne's. Kelly looking for options. Sauces it across. Kearney into the middle. Lemaire lost it in the skate blades. A shot taken. Point blank save made by Frankaitis. Cycle set up for EI off there. The face-off win. Harrison dicing. Hits it to Friesen. A one-timer deflected away by St. Anthony's. They'll go forward. Matuza with control right now. Has 2 men to beat and is leveled down to the ice. Another penalty upcoming. Roughing going to be the call. And we'll get 28 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. And then another St. Anthony's power play as they look to claw their way back into this game. Matthew Friesen will take the charge for the Chiefs. Lemaire off the draw, goes over to Reynolds. Has Bogorowski available, instead goes back D to D. Hop the stick of Lemaire. Bogorowski going over to help out number 4. We'll take it down low. Bogorowski now just trying to clear it out. Will go down the length of the ice. No icing here, so Catazone will have to do this the hard way. Stops up, head up ice. Bogorowski got his stick in the lane. It ramped off, goes over to Reynolds. Controls it. Once again below the goal line. Met there by Chiro's out of the box. 1:20 remaining in the power play now for St. Anthony's. Stick snapped right there. Someone's going to have to buy some new wood. Glove down by Bogorowski. Slides it over to Reynolds. Breaks this into a 2-on-1. Harrison across the blue line, but bottled up there. And we'll get an offsides called now. 8:59 remaining, 56 seconds on the power play. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Paul Trentini and Gabriel Takuri. Update over from the New York Islander High School Hockey League. 3-1 now for Long Beach. That is game 1 of their varsity finals. We'll be about to go into game 2. Following this one here on the North Rinks. Friars set it up on the far side. Becker a good curl. Feeds it to the blue line. Long shot. Sasso a save. Pops off over to his right side. Catazone collects it down low. He'll wheel. Looking to dish to the middle. Instead, he flips the hips for a shot. Reynolds got the rebound. 20 seconds left in the 5-on-4, and the Friars could really use one right now. Reynolds trying to prevent that and does cut it all the way out of the zone. Good challenge. Scales it right back up the wall. Just over 8 to play in the third period now. Power play is almost dead. Friesen getting ready to come back out in the ice. We're to 5-on-5. Shot Sasso a save. Doesn't know where it is. Underneath him, the answer. I might sound like a broken record at this point, but the game, very, very physical between these two sides. Taking a look at the standings right now, East Islip in 5th place. The St. Anthony's Gold team in 3rd place. Only 3 points separating them, so East Islip could get 1 point underneath St. Anthony's with a win here today. Another quick shot, whistles through the crease. Spun up the boards and held alive by St. Anthony's. Henry trying to get onto it. Blown by him, and now Blaszczuk will complete the pass over to Carney, excuse me. Has Inga with him. Carney the shot. I think he hit it wide over to the right side. Half the third period gone by. It's Carney with it again, driving past the blue. Carney goes through the legs of the defender in front of him. Made it hard for Frankaitis. Got the save anyways. East Islip now finding their stride in this third period. The Friars gave them a little bit of a gut punch with that goal in the first minute. Blaszczuk sent it to the red line. Inga picks it up there. Inga past the blue. It flies off his tape. Henry flagged it down, but then lost it to Carney. Had one man to beat. Game being played on margins. Here's another one. Sasso going to be tested down low. Kicked it off to the corner. Hurlbert with it again. The only player to score a goal for the Friars so far. Instead, it's Inga. He has 2. Inga couldn't get past. Thin margin right there for the captain of St. Anthony's to not take an interference penalty, but he didn't change his angle in order to play that hit, so the referees deem it legal. It was a very smart play. Blaszczuk walks the goal line. Tiptoes down low. Has a passing option to the far point. He'll feed it. Kelly turning his hips for the shot. Carney now in front. Frankaitis made the save. The puck was blown dead, but it was still loose. Play going forward. Sasso making one stop. Follow-up shot will skim wide. Another opportunity. Sasso got spun around. Up to the blue line. Friars hold the zone. Kasperick blocked in front by Harrison. Harrison will now chip in chase, or excuse me, this is Reynolds flying forward but accidentally icing the puck. Bogorowski will over to the left dot for the draw. Another scoring update, 3-2 now in Long Beach in favor of the Marines. Belmore Merrick getting it closer by 1 goal. Down to 5 minutes to play in regulation. The Friars still trailing by 2. And that puck will be iced down the sheet. Right back to an O-zone draw for St. Anthony, so they still have some life in this one. Shot! That goes through some traffic. Sasso didn't see it, and it didn't miss by much. Ozimo just trying to get the clear now. It's ahead for Sursich. Chops it up in the neutral zone and takes a bump. Separated from the puck. It's back for Catazone in his own end. Pulls up below the goal line, looking ahead. Didn't have it onto the tape of Chero. Has another goal scored, or excuse me, no, just a expiring clock in Game 1 of the New York Islander High School Hockey Varsity Finals. Long Beach will take the first game. Looking for some revenge against Belmore Merrick, who beat them last year in the finals. We'll see if Smithtown Hauppauge can find their revenge against St. Anthony. Is coming up in short order, also here on the LI Sports Network. Catazone taking some punishment to walk it down the wall in a quick wraparound attempt. Still sits free. Another shot opportunity. Sasso got a bit of it. Parried it off to the near boards. Flipped ahead to Bogorowski, and he'll spin it out of the zone. Catazone gets an opportunity to play it. Overplayed his hand. Bogorowski forces it through, and his team making some changes behind the play. Speed for Becker. Gets it down to the goal line, and his centering feed was ahead of the pack. No one was there to help him out. Friesen sends it behind him. EI try to feather it out. Catazone is once again there and gets a shot after sliding it off to Matuza. 3:20 remaining in the third period. Every possession important at this point. Catazone another long wrister, and Sasso will cover it up with the glove. Just over 3 minutes remaining now. Another draw goes to the blue line. A shot tipped. Glances wide off to the right post. Bogorowski now trying to fiddle it free. No, that's Blatchuk ahead to Inga. Has it on his tape and then takes a big hit. Rolling puck will go all the way off to the far side through the legs of Carney, and almost a breakaway for St. Anthony's. East Islip did touch up. Friesen overskated it. Maybe numbers. Kelly trying to extend into the wheelhouse of Tizzano and did break up the play. 2:30 remaining. Friesen puts his weight into the battle down low. Kelly goes there to join him. Another wraparound attempt, but Sasso beat the try to the left post. Kelly firing it down the rink. Should go for an icing, as it definitely had the speed. 2:13 remaining now. Friesen stops up below his own goal line. We'll try it on the far side. Gets it ahead for Harrison. Numbers for East Islip. Harrison separates himself from the puck and lost it out to Coletti. Hit the outlet pass, Tizzano. Weaves past the blue. Tizzano almost alone in front, but he fell down. Under 2 to play. St. Anthony's hold the line. And good stick work from Lemaire will pry it free. Harrison collects the loose puck, kicking it past the blue. Harrison bodying his way forward, takes another hit, now falls down. St. Anthony's win it back. Sent ahead Hurlburt. Ran into traffic, pried off his stick, and now turned over for Reynolds. 1:25 remaining in the third period. LaRoe smacked it to the opposite blue. That's another whack at it. Now it's Harrison. Snow all over his body. Harrison dicing it up. Harrison, net front, was finally forced away. Hurlburt trying to do the same thing on the other side. A minute to play in the third period. Reynolds with Hurlburt. Takes a hit from his right shoulder. Hurlburt back with it. Couldn't center it out in front. Second opportunity was cut off by Friesen. He'll try to get on top of the puck. Just holding it into the boards now. 45 seconds remaining in the third period. Knocked free, sent in front, shot, Sasso! Couldn't get it, they score! Friars find another one. They're within one with 39 seconds remaining in the final frame.
Gotcha. He's usually moving around anyway. He keeps his stuff up here, but he like walks around.
Timeout taken. So we'll hold the final 39 seconds. 3-2 the score right now. Friars trying to tie it up at 3 apiece. Looks like the Friars will go with an empty net right out of the gates. Tight game right now. One draw could seal it for East Islip. They just got to kill 39 seconds. One cleanly back by Blaszczuk. Flipped off the boards. Now a scrum will ensue on the near side. Blaszczuk trying to dig it free. Joined by Lemaire and Inga for East Islip. Friars forced back onto their heels. Collected down below the goal line by Matuza. He'll start on the controlled breakout. 20 seconds remaining. Matuza looks like he'll streak this one up himself. Dicing it over to the circle. Snapshot. Sasso made the save. An O-zone draw for the Friars to try to set off. Held into the corner. Couple of bodies now down onto the ice. Friars blast it low. 5 seconds remaining. Opportunity for Kelly to kill it. He has it beneath his blade, and that's going to do it. 3-2 the final score. EI find the upset win and their 10th of the season. St. Anthony's fall to 12-5-0 in the game just before Game 2 of the finals. Thank you so much for watching here on the LI Sports Network. My name is Kevin Broderick, joined by Gabe Takuri and Paul Trentini. We'll be right back for the start of the finals. 3-2 your final score. East Islip take it in regulation.